Hey guys and gals, it's me today Rocket, and today we're gonna be reviewing Men in Black International. Yeah, Men in Black. Nah, the good guys dressed in black. Remember that, just in case we ever face to face and make contact. The title held by me, MIB. Didn't think you saw, you did not see. Lena, Will Smith isn't in this movie. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I feel like we've done this before. So of course, as always, we're gonna start off with a non-spoiler review, and then we're gonna go on to some spoilers. So to start of the non-spoiler review, I feel like it's best to talk about, my history with Men in Black. So yeah, I have watched the previous movies, of course. I do know it was based on a comic as well. So yeah, I know there were several changes, like actually the whole thing with the neutralizer wasn't actually in the comics. Instead, they just actually killed the persons who saw the aliens. Yes, that's a true thing. But yeah, I have seen the movies. I have seen 1 and 2 on TV. Of course, I wasn't born yet when the movies come out, but I was able to actually watch Men in Black 3 in cinema. So yeah, at least I did that. So yeah, but the thing is, I feel like I don't really need most of this knowledge to watch this movie actually, because the thing is, this is kind of like a separate thing actually. Sure, it is kind of considered to be Men in Black 4, but yeah, because it's Men in Black, the title's there. So yeah, but this is kind of like a spin-off in a way. I kind of feel like it's similar to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first one, not the second one, because in Fantastic Beasts, it's kind of like, well, it's in the same universe, except it's a different perspective, and it doesn't really have that much connections to what the thing is based on. So yeah, I kind of feel like the similar premise here. It's it's different characters, but it's the same universe. But don't be. But the thing is, even though that's the case, I feel like there are gonna be a lot of things in this movie that a lot of fans can relish in, because there's a lot of nice little bits and pieces of references to the previous Men in Black movies. A few cameos here and there, of course. And also we got an appearance of Agent O, who appeared in Men in Black 3 in that infamous scene, of course. But anyways, yeah, there are gonna be a few references here and there, but it doesn't feel like you need to know who those characters are. They're just there for the older fans. But yeah, this is a new experience and I really like it. And the main premise of it, kind of I guess you can say, because it's just their Men in Black International, is that now we go to different places in the the universe of Men in Black, which is very interesting because usually the movies beforehand just take place in New York, and that's pretty much it. There's no other place that they go to. It's just New York. Sure, maybe they go to past New York, but yeah, besides that, that's the only place they've been to. But here they've been to a lot of places in Earth, of course. Seeing a lot of places there and seeing some of the aliens there. It's pretty interesting. A pretty interesting idea to expand the universe of Men in Black. So I really like that. I also like the music in this movie. Sure, we didn't get Will Smith back, of course, but we did manage to get Danny Elfman back, which is pretty great. We can hear some familiar tunes from the previous movies, which is really nice. I really like, how they fit them into the, this movie, and I really like it. They kind of remix it here and there, a bit techno in some places, which I feel like I'm fine with, because it really, surprisingly, it really fits. So yeah, I really like the music in that as well. Before I move on to the spoiler review, and yes, I'm already done, I have not much else to say about non-spoiler opinions. So before I wrap this up, I also want to take note of this for you guys. Yeah, a lot of people keep saying that this is kind of like a Thor Ragnarok 2. Some people say that because the main characters in this movie are Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, and of course they starred before in Thor Ragnarok. But yeah, the thing is, it's not really the same cast of characters. It doesn't really feel all that too similar. So yeah, you're not gonna get the same action as Thor and Valkyrie. They're two separate peoples. Even though they are played by the same people, they're not really the same in terms of characters. Maybe in some aspects, but not entirely. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know, because I feel like some people keep saying that. But so yeah, I feel like it's best I say that. So yeah, I feel like that's all for non-spoiler opinions, of course. So I feel like, of course, as always, we're gonna go into the spoiler review. So yeah, let's do that. So in 3, 2, 1, cue spoiler warning. So let's start off this spoiler review with the characters, because I transitioned from talking about the characters, the main characters. So yeah, let's start with Chris Hemsworth's character, which of course is Agent H. So yeah, a lot of people, again, as I said, people compare it to Thor and all that, but to be honest, I don't really feel like it's similar to Thor that much. I feel like it's similar to another character that Chris Hemsworth played, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. It's kind of like an upgraded version and a more better version, I guess, of his character in Ghostbusters 2016. I know a lot of people don't really like that film, and of course, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. But yeah, a lot of people don't really like that film, and I feel like a lot of people do like Chris Hemsworth's character, even though it doesn't really fit well in Ghostbusters. It was still enjoyable to see his character there. I feel like this movie is kind of like that, but except it's more better, and he's kind of like, the only best way I can say is upgraded, because yeah, it's a lot less dumber than in Ghostbusters 2016, and it's more capable of getting stuff done, I guess, as you can say. So yeah, I really like the character, and I feel like you can say he's like reckless. He's still like reckless and all that, of course, but yeah, I kind of feel like this contrasts with Tessa Thompson's character, which is Agent M, which confuses me a bit because I thought Michael Jackson was Agent M.
Wait a minute, that's not what you promised me.
You're breaking up.
Zed?
Can't hear you.
Hello?
I'll call you back.
I can be Agent M. Zed,
So yeah, Agent M, also known as Molly, because we actually get to see her backstory in this film, and it's not really the most interesting story in the world. I believe I saw this story handled before in a different movie, and maybe in a TV show or something like that. Yeah, it's basically, she saw, the Men in Black when she was young, and then soon enough, throughout the years, he put her effort throughout the years to, find the MIB and actually become one of the MIB agents. So yeah, I feel like it's alright for this film. I kind of feel like it really fits Men in Black, because with the whole neutralizer thing, you cannot really actually find out about this stuff, and I feel like it kind of is interesting for the film, at least. It's not really super interesting, it's just like, it's interesting for this franchise, at least, as I'm trying to say. So yeah, since Molly, since she wanted to become an MIB agent for all her life, I kind of feel like this leads to a very interesting contrast to Chris Hemsworth's character, which of course was Agent H, because I kind of feel like she's more motivated and she wants to do the job and get it done and all that. She actually wants to do it properly, unlike Agent H, which doesn't really want to do it properly, and he doesn't really care what's going on, what's going on around him when he's doing the mission. So I feel like it could have led to some really fun interactions, but unfortunately we didn't really get much of that. Instead we got much more of narrative interactions between the two, which, to be honest, I'm fine with, because it's handled pretty well. They talk about their experience in Men in Black and how their journeys, and not really that much of the story, so just simplified in a way which still makes it interesting. So I really like that, but I feel disappointed that they really didn't do much of the fun interaction, because I feel like that's one of the main things I love about the previous movies with Agent J and Agent K, is their fun interactions between the two agents. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but I'm fine with the narrative structure. I mean, the narrative interaction between the two, it's handled well. So now let's talk about the story of this film, because I haven't really talked about the story that much in this review. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's best to talk about it now. So yeah, I kind of feel like the story was a bit slow at the beginning, but when time moved on, I kind of get more interested in seeing what's gonna go down later on, and until the movie ends, of course. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird feeling. It's kind of feel like this movie is kind of a mystery in a way. I'm sure it's not really isn't a mystery, but I somehow got that feeling of this is kind of like a mystery, because the whole thing with there's being a spy in Men in Black, that kind of got me interested in all the hints going in. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I kind of feel like it was a prize that feeling came to me, but I'm not like, I don't hate it, I guess. So yeah, I kind of feel like it was pretty cool, and I'm glad as well, because I was a bit worried on how they're gonna handle the story, because as I see in the trailers, I don't really know what they were gonna do with the story, but luckily the story was actually pretty good. It's not the best, but it's a pretty decent story. I really like the twist along the way with High T and all that. It's pretty cool, even though I kind of feel like we could have had more about High T and Agent H and their story, of course, because we didn't really go much into that. But maybe we'll get in a sequel, I guess, something like that. But yeah, I'm glad how they handled the story was actually pretty good. So good on them. So that's pretty much all I want to say about this film. I don't really feel like I need to go into a big scene in the film and just analyze that in this review. I kind of feel like I don't really need to do that for this movie because I kind of feel like this isn't a big movie like Avengers Endgame or even the Lego movie too. So yeah, I don't really need to do that. I'm glad what we got for this movie, and I don't think I need to explain a lot more about it. So yeah, I really like it. I don't think it's a top tier movie. It's just a pretty good movie, a pretty good decent movie. That's all I can say about it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a sequel. I kind of feel like there's a lot of potential for a lot of cool stuff to happen in the sequel, like maybe the history between Agent H and High T, of course, and of course, as I said, fun interactions. And I also had this fun idea. Maybe they can go back to the 90s because we know that time travel is possible in this universe. So I don't know, because I kind of feel like I want to go see the Men in Black of the 90s again. So yeah, that's a little nice idea for you, Sony. You can take it. Yeah. Good luck on the sequel. Hopefully they're making a sequel. I don't want to wait thousands of years for the next one. So yeah, anyways, I kind of feel like that's all I have to say. So yeah. So with that said, alright guys and girls, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, next up on the channel I have a special video plan. I'm not gonna go into too much detail just yet. So yeah, just stay tuned. It's actually not a review, actually. It's something that I haven't really done before. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It's something related to Spider-Man Far From Home, actually. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, of course. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. So until then, rock it on. I think it's already over.